morning, good morning, good morning. My name is LouAnn and welcome to my kitchen. That coffee is a brewing, and there's some sweet iced tea in that icebox. Well, today's Thursday, so today is Throwback Thursday, and the recipe I'm bringing you is out of this cookbook, the American Century Cookbook. So, what am I making you today? I am making some pineapple upside down cake, and I'm going to read to you a little history on this. This is where I'm getting a lot of my history besides looking everything up. So it says, hold on a second. So see if this is better. Hold on a second here. Food historians agree that pineapple upside down cake belongs to the 20th century, but are not so certain about the decade. According to John Mariana, the first mention in print of such a cake was in 1930 and was so listed in the 1936 Sears Roebuck catalog, but the cake is somewhat older. That's kind of interesting. It was in the Sears Roebuck catalog. Cool. That's different. In Fashionable Food, 7 Decades of Food Fads, Sylvia Lovegren traces pineapple upside down cake to a 1924 Seattle fundraising cookbook. Only its contributor, Miss Sidney E. Goodwin, titled her cake Pineapple Glaze. While rooting around Old Women's Magazine, I found a gold medal flower ad with a full-page, 4-color picture of pineapple upside-down cake. A round cake with 6 slices of pineapple, candied red cherries, and a brown sugar glaze. The date was November 1925. In a feature on pineapple, staff writer Maria Blanco writes, in 1926, the Hawaiian Pineapple Company, as the Dole Food Company was called in those days, ran a cooking with pineapple contest. The company planned to publish a cookbook titled Pineapple as 100 Good Cooks Serve It. Of the 60,000 pineapple recipes received, 2,500 were for pineapple upside down cake. The timing makes sense. Perfectly cut canned pineapple had only recently become available thanks to James Dole, an young Harvard graduate who set off for Hawaii in 1899 to make his fortune. Within 4 years, he was canning pineapple. 23 years later, he bought the land of Lahaina and began growing pineapple. He'd already built a cannery in Honolulu, and with the help of an inventive young engineer in his employ, developed a machine that could peel, core, and turn out 100 whole pineapple cylinders a minute. Today, there are scores of recipes for pineapple upside-down cake. This one is adapted from the one created by Dole. Oh, I ain't got no sour cream. Uh-oh. So I need to melt a third a cup of butter in my pan that I'm going to make it in. It does say to use a cast iron skillet. Since I bake in a toaster oven, I'm just going to use this round cake pan. So we're going to get this melted, and I'll be right back. So I've added 2/3 cups of brown sugar. I'm going to kind of mix it in here with this butter. Might be a little bit over 2/3 cup of brown sugar, but it is what it is. Get this out of my whisk. I shouldn't have grabbed a whisk, but that's what I could get my hands on right now. You use what you got. So I'll get this out, and then I'm going to drain my can of pineapple. I'm going to put the rings in here, kind of flatten this brown sugar out, and I'll be right back. So now I need to blend another 1/3 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of sugar and get that all mixed in before we beat in our egg yolks, some lemon juice, and some vanilla before we add our sour cream and our pineapple juice. So I have 2 eggs separated. These are just the whites. I'm going to add a fourth a cup of sugar to this, and then we're going to beat until stiff. And then I'm going to get the other ingredients together, and we're going to use a different mixer for that. So while this is mixing, I will be right back with the rest of the recipe. So now I need to blend another third cup of butter and half a cup of sugar and get that all mixed in before we beat in our egg yolks, some lemon juice, and some vanilla before we add our sour cream and our pineapple juice. So I have 1.5 cups of flour, 1 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 4th teaspoon of salt. And I have added, using mayonnaise instead of the sour cream, I'm using 2 tablespoons of the reserved pineapple juice and the half a cup of mayo, and I've got that mixed together. So now I need to mix in with our butter egg yolk mixture while our eggs whites are beating. I'm going to mix that in with the others, so we'll be right back. So I need to gently fold in my egg white. I've already used mayo in place of the sour cream, which I didn't have. So I am going, which you can do that. I got to gently fold this in, these egg whites, because we don't want to deflate them after we, got them beaten too stiff. So, gently fold these in, and then I will be pouring it over our pineapple that we got in the pan. I'm not very good at folding stuff. My plan was to make an angel food cake eventually for this, so stay tuned for that. Even a chocolate angel food cake if I can find a recipe. So I just need to gently fold this in, and this is all you have to do with that. Go up and under and go over that like that. And that is all you need to do to mix this in. I'm going to get this good and mixed in, and then we will pour this on top of our pineapple rings in our pan, which I got that setting aside. We got the oven on at 350, and this will bake for about 35 minutes. So I'm going to finish getting this on there, and then I will be right back once it gets done. So I hope y'all bear with me as you may not see a video every day. I have some health issues, which I will discuss at a later date on this channel and my main channel. And my mom is going through some stuff as well right now. So just bear with me as I process and go with everything. So just FYI. So on back to the recipe. It is still baking, y'all. So the cake is still baking. I added a few more minutes, and of course I have to, since I bake in a toaster oven, I had to put some aluminum foil over my pan, so it wouldn't burn on the bottom, well, top, but it's really will be the bottom. Oh well. So just FYI. Now we let it cool for about 10 minutes. Y'all, this turned out great. It looks so delicious. I'm going to let it cool down a little bit before I have my first slice. Look at that. That is so beautiful. And I didn't have no cherries to put in the middle. But that looks so beautiful. Oh, it's going to be so good later. So good. Mm-mm-mm.